ये नहीं दिख रहा, ब्लैक स्क्रीन दिख रहा है। एक ही मिनट। So, hello everyone. It is a pleasure to welcome you all for today's session on the AI tool Mendeley, the powerful AI-driven research management tool that's transforming how we organize, share, and collaborate on academic literature. And we are excited to have Dr. Shantanu Patnaik sir with us, who brings deep expertise in both AI application and academic research, guiding us through Mendeley's key feature from smart citation management to integrated literature discovery. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Vikar. And a good afternoon to everyone. So in continuation with our last discussion, the last session which we are discussing about Joreto, today my tools of discussion will be Mendeley. As I have already told you, these are the tools of similar family, and most importantly, respective of the type, like whether it's Joreto or Mendeley, they both are used in, they both are into extensively popular and mostly used in academic research, specifically in reference management. And but the point of discussion here is why should one use Mendeley and who will be using Mendeley, and who will be the target user of Joreto. There are, though both of them are mostly similar tools. They both are, we can say, they are open source reference management tools. And दोनों का functionality if you look at it, they both, as Professor Vikas told, they are used in collect, organize, and for citation, for research sharing. Both help in collaborative research methodology, and most of the core functionalities are similar, but there are certain key differences. It's up to you how you will be using those key differences in both the cases. For example, Joreto is known for its open source nature. It was one of the excellent web integrated tool, strong support and diverse research materials. Whereas, if you look at it, if you look at the Mendeley's perspective, if you look at the usability of Mendeley, they're more into social features. Now, when I say social features, that is use of PDF, user of collaborative functionalities, and they're collecting data from different social sites or social management sites or social networking sites. All right. And I can give a comparative analysis in between both of the things. And as far as the usability is concerned, your Mendeley has a better UI, that is user interface. So before I get into the Mendeley's screen, just let me give an idea, because already I have told you Joreto earlier. So Joreto ka, if you come into a comparative perspective, Joreto is open source, as I have already told you. It's has a strong inclination towards web analytics or capturing citation directly from websites or databases. Okay, and as research materials can be directly incorporated into Joreto. Okay, and specifically in terms of, if you look at the website mapping, customization का features उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा है, and most importantly, Joreto gives you a unlimited local storage. That means you can store all the output and all your reference materials directly into your system. Okay, you don't have to store it in the cloud. Also, you can use cloud activity into that, but you can it will allow you to store in the your hard disk itself. Whereas Mendeley का जो concept है, that is almost, I'll share the screen and show you how Mendeley looks like. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Is the screen visible now? All right. Okay, so this is what Mendeley looks like. Mendeley का जो important features है as far as in comparison to Jetley, I mean particularly in terms of Joreto, Mendeley incorporates lots of social features. That is, it can allow user to connect with other researchers, discover new different newspapers, news sites. You can have a group project sort of things while if you use Mendeley. आप इसमें collaborative research बहुत सारा कर सकते हो. Okay, everybody can have contribution in terms of documents, in terms of mappings, in terms of research papers, in terms of websites, so that you can work on it and you can collaborate. You can have a common dashboard, and everybody's activity will be directly stored into that. Everybody's contribution can directly have a appendability, and you can incorporate all those features in the complete dashboard. All right. Let me just check if anybody has any questions on it. Just a second. All right. Now, so as far as collaboration features are concerned, as I have told you, you can collaborate with other groups also. And in terms of Mendeley, it has a feature which you can directly, you can in every single group you can have at least 10 users, which is not in Joreto. इसमें user को लेके group बना सकते हो, and you can also collaborate with other groups also. And another important aspect is in comparison to Mendeley, in comparison to Joreto, Mendeley allows you to almost 2 GB of cloud storage. Whereas you can have 2 GB of cloud storage as far as I have seen it. In case of Joreto, rest you can store it in your hard disk. Beyond 2 GB, you have to subscribe their all right. Can we the question is, can we extract summary of any web content or summary of any stored document? Yes, irrespective of the type of documents, irrespective of the type of the website, and irrespective whether it's a PDF or a Word or Excel, it can summarize it. It can take the references. So we'll discuss it step by step. What I have done, I'll be giving the intro part. We'll discuss about how they are different from Joreto in terms of usability of Mendeley. I'll proceed with a presentation so that it will help you to understand the conceptual features of Mendeley, like the way I have discussed in Joreto. Then we'll go for the practical part, the hands-on part in the subsequent classes. I mean, we have 2 days with us. Let me tell you another features of Mendeley. Mendeley also have the concept of irrespective. Just a second. Okay. And in case of Mendeley, you have both the way we have in Zoreto, you have both mobile apps as well as you have Android and iOS apps as well as desktop applications also. And if you it will ask you whether you will be using Zoreto and Mendeley. As far as my observation is concerned, if your primary work with are more into documentation, you are using lots of PDFs, and you are collecting data from strong social sources, and you are using lots of collaboration tools, like for example different data analytics tools, lots of AI tools, and you want to incorporate lots of images, lots of uh, maps, diagrams, and you want to extract data from PDFs, other social sites like Facebook, and analytic data, like for example, let's say from X and all that. Mendeley will be a better tool. Mendeley might be a better fit for that, those type of activities. If you work with diverse research materials, strong web integration, I mean, most of the data is being collected from websites, and you want to have a more customized experience in terms of creating different segments, arranging all those things, putting it in terms of black and white format. Black and white means I'm talking about more into documented format. Then Zotero is a strong choice. Okay, if you have lots of different categories of materials, as I have told you, it can be PDF, it can be Word, some of them can be web pages, or some of them can be scanned images, even if lots of Google downloaded maps, audio and video, or if you have lots of varieties with you, I mean, along with your volume, you have lots of variants with your documents. In those cases, Zotero will be a better choice. Similarly, if you have your project related to develop activities in terms of groups, specifically large groups, okay, and you want to collaborate with more than one groups together, Zotero को थोड़ा सा limitation है. Zotero is the lack of group size limits, and इसमें bit comparatively it has limitation in terms of making groups, whereas Mendeley is a better choice for if you are doing collaborative work. And in my opinion, if you look at the security aspect, if you look at the data security and open, I mean, in terms of open source solution, Zotero is bit transparent, and open source nature is bit more appealing, you can say. So both of the tool has its own advantages and disadvantages, and that is so that you can usability can be vary from type of your research activities or your the way you are doing your documentation part. Yes, I'll discuss the flow part. Don't worry, Madhavi. So now let's discuss. Let me put on my presentation and put the slide, and we will discuss how basically these things work. All right. So basically, when I say Mendeley is, as I have already told you, it's a reference management software. Reference management software means, as I have told you, the interface, like let's say, which you can use for different research activities, and it can import, it can organize, it can manage your research papers and related documents into a library. In my last slide also, I have told you about the library part. This is what the library. Okay, so like for example, if I want to, it has its own. मैं आपको थोड़ा सा बता देता हूँ. Let's say impact of AI in education, for example. So इस type का cases में you will have okay, let's say sorry. let's say something like this. You can create, or it will open, it will has a PDF, it will, there are 20 citation about it, 339 readers about it, will give the data along with its statistics. You can have a customized search technique also. Like for example, I want only the publications of 20, I mean last year, or I want it from last, by default ये 5 years का ही आपको दिखाएगा. Okay, so from 20 to 24. Document type can be specified, like for example, journal, conference proceeding, thesis, books. It's a beautiful tool to segregate in comparison with Jotero. Journals for specific authors, for access types, and you can directly add it to the library. You don't need to download it. Straight away, you can, these things directly can be added to the library. Okay. So what my point was, point of discussion here is, it helps you to, like for example, most recent, most cited, all those things can be accordingly planned. I mean, which has been used in most of the citations. And all these activities, you can directly search it, and if it required, you can directly, whatever you find is most suitable or most relevant document to you, you can directly put it in the library at this point. This is what the Mendeley library. Okay, so here you can use the reference manager. I'll tell you how to use different reference managers, and you can attach different files directly into that. You can drag straight away, drag and drop on the site, or you can upload it also. You can import some sample files that we'll discuss. Okay. Now, let's go by the other way. So as I have already told you, the reference manager will help you to manage different references. Similarly, you can have different citation generation, like site research, while writing directly, while you are writing a research paper, you can directly incorporate the citation. Okay, you can use correct references wherever you need. You can create bibliographies wherever you need, and you can annotate different PDF documents. Annotate, I mean, directly you can also read, or you can, all the inferences, all the references can be incorporated one place like this. Okay, so all the references, recently added, recently read, favorites, the collections, the groups you are associated with, whatever the number of groups you can be get yourself associated with. So ISCOP directly you can get all these things in one place, in one dashboard. Okay, so here all the references, all the collections, all the groups will be at your left pan, whereas all the relevant documents, the details of the documents in terms of authors, in terms of year, in terms of title, in terms of source, all the attributes you can get at the right side. And importantly, you can collaborate with all these things. You can collaborate the activity of one team with another team. You can annotate of one document with another document in real time. And it is independent of the operating system as well as the browsers. I mean, mostly you can, Mendeley is available for Mac, Windows, Linux, and all the browsers, commonly measured browsers like your Firefox or your Chrome or Windows Explorer or Windows Edge, and almost all the Linux-based other applications also. For example, Mendeley, I'm using it here in Mac OS. You have Jotero. If you have remembered, I was discussing it in a Windows-based application. So Mendeley ko agar aap in one line, if you summarize the whole utility of Mendeley, is a open source or free reference management software. Okay, not only for researchers but also all those who are using lots of documentation in order to prepare their reports. And if the reports are multifaceted, if the report incorporates lots of evidences, lots of information from different sources, and you have lots of resources to gather or to take lots of time and lots of materials to prepare your reports in terms of project documentation, in terms of export documentation, जिसमें ज्यादातर डॉक्यूमेंट रेफरेंस होना होता है, एंड यू हैव लॉट्स ऑफ रेफरेंस मटेरियल्स. In those cases, Mendeley will be one of the best choice. And being you can add social network for researchers, आप इसको ऐसे कह सकते हैं, Mendeley is a social network for researchers. The way LinkedIn is a social network for job seekers or professionals. Similarly, for research, if you look at it, इसका जो main motto है, it works like a network for researchers. That is why its web application is very popular. It helps you to basically to discover new areas, new domains, new research based on your interest and activity. You can make groups and you can chat with among yourselves, and you can collaborate with all your informations together. So this is what Mendeley is all about, if you look at it in a brief part. So that is what, and as far as Mendeley's design is concerned, Mendeley का 3 components है. You have 3 components. All right, that's what made Mendeley so resourceful. The 3 Mendeley components are basically, one is Mendeley reference manager, as you must have seen in the slide. Another one is Mendeley site, and the third is Mendeley web reporter. Now these 3 things, Mendeley site जो है, ये basically Microsoft Word का एक add-on है. That means you will get it once you install it. You can use it as an add-on in your Words. I'll show you where it is. Like for example, here I have installed Mendeley in my Word document. Mendeley site can work as a here. It can be work as a add-on. So इसमें mark citation, इसमें document insert table of authorities or TOA or table authorities को update करने के लिए, and Mendeley site. So this is a part of your Word document. So as far as Mendeley site is concerned, it will help you to insert different citation and generate different bibliographies directly within your document, like this Word document. And how it works, that also we'll discuss. So I hope it's clear to you what is Mendeley site is concerned. And in the beginning, I have told you the reference manager part. That is, it will store, it will organize, it will note, share. And in the library, you will have all the information which can be stored as a part of your document management dashboard. And as far as the third component, that is the web importer is concerned, वेब इंपोर्टर का काम होगा, ये एक ब्राउजर एक्सटेंशन है. जैसे मेंडले साइट जो वर्ड एड-ऑन है, सिमिलरली वेब इंपोर्टर जो है, दैट विल बी एक्सटेंशन और एड-ऑन इन पर्टिकुलरली इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर वेब ब्राउजर. There you can add it, and it will help you to save references and PDF directly from websites to your Mendeley library. You can just have to just click and save. It will directly store all these things. जैसे मैंने आपको सर्च करके बताया, you can select it and you can directly put it in the library web importer like this. If you have जैसे for example I have already told you, so इस केस में like for example the output whatever I'll get like this, for example I need to select it. Okay, like for example, you can directly add it to the library. Okay, and ये इसलिए possible हो रहा है because you have, if you have, you can view the library, it can directly store all these things in your library like this. So this is the task of web importer. Because of web importer, I have used it as a add-on. You directly straight away that file has been added now. And whenever I need, I can directly check the information of those libraries. All that material, I can directly read it from there also. And you can get the PDF directly. It's extremely well organized. All right. So this is all about the reference manager. As I have already told you, it can use it, add it, everything reference manager, you can directly put it in the library. And in order to install all these things, ये सारा चीज को you have can directly take it from the, like for example, all right, you can directly use it like this. Let's say, okay, it's already installed. You can directly go to web importer, okay, and you can directly take it. This is, for example, I'm using Safari, so you can directly add this one into the Safari. Okay, it can straight away install that in your web importer. I've already installed the similar way. You can install web importer or Mendeley site, anything. I'm just showing you one example. So this is what the web importer look like. Okay, so now this extension has been added to my Mac OS. All right, and this one I have activated it so that whenever I need, it can directly, I can directly use it from my web importer. Just give me a second. All right. Now, if you look at directly, so I have all these things incorporated into it. Whenever I need, reference manager can be downloaded from this point, and your documentation, as I have already told you, like for example, let's say I'll search another document. Importance of, let's say, importance of data science, for example. All right. So here, it can directly, you can directly, if you using, you can directly add it to the library, and web importer will can help you to save all the reference and PDF directly from website to the Mendeley. If I'll just select it, for example, let's say here, web importer can directly store it in the PDF straight away into my library. Okay, you don't have to download it. Okay, any of the documents you can directly add it to the library, because and you can directly see the PDF. You don't have to store it into your system. All right. So in one click, I'll do the will do a completely web document in the next class, so that it will help you to how it will, for example, full text references directly to your library from anywhere in the internet. Web importer straight away can import it, because background mein, browser mein it's running. Now let me tell you how it works. I have told you, in order to install, let's discuss step by step. Okay, from the beginning. As I've already told you, Mendeley being a reference tool or reference AI tool, it can be directly used through its web portal, or you can install the desktop version in your PC, in your MacBook, the Mac OS version or the Mac version, and also you can install it in your mobile phones. Okay, all the things are, so it can be app based, it can be application based, or it can directly use from the link or from the site. In my opinion, you should directly use it from the site, because XOAK you will get a free space of almost 2 GB directly from the site. Secondly, lots of features which are browser based. In Mendeley, you will get lots of features which are browser based, so that it will for that only you have to create an online account. That's it. So in order to do that, first create a free account. Okay, create account. If you have already created account, you can directly sign in. Free account will create in terms of your email ID and a password and a name to use it. So desktop application has to be either you can download it, or you can install it, or you can directly do it from the simply web version of mendeley.com. Okay, and straight away you can use it from that point. If you want to have sufficient disk space, if you don't, want to use it, maintain more privacy as far as the sensitiveness of the document is concerned, so you can download for Windows, or you can download it for Mac OS. Okay, which I have already installed in a Mac OS. Now, if you second installation, as I have told you, the second component, that is the Mendeley site. The way I have done it now, you can get it exactly from the same place where you have got installed Mendeley. Mendeley app store, say you can download Mendeley site, and from the tools menu, from the Mendeley reference manager, and then you can install that Mendeley site for Microsoft Word. And once you do that, a add-on will be created in your menu of Microsoft Word, so that you can use it at any point of time. So from the insert menu in Microsoft Word or for iPad, wherever you want, it will get a add-on. Okay, so you can directly use it whenever you require. Okay. Third is, that is the web importer. As I have already told you, the web importer import part, that is, you can again install it in terms of depending upon what type of browser you use. Okay, you have different web importers for different, like the way I have installed it in for Safari. So you can use it for Chrome, you can use it for Firefox, or you can use it for Micro. Okay, directly you can use it, or you can install it. And once you do that, web importer will be directly added in your library, like this. All right, like we are discussing, Mendeley Reference Manager. This is the library. All right, it will sync to the library. Every time you open it, it will sync to the library. It can directly add all those things. Just a second. Okay, you can directly, because it has already been installed, it is now it has been added, for example. All right, it will have a details of the frontiers in climate, details of the source. Okay, you can view it whatever you want. It has its own view form. Okay, you can view it. It has its own PDF reader also. Okay, you can add these references wherever you want. Okay, you can export it in terms of Microsoft Word, in terms of XML, in terms of RTF, in terms of bibliography text. You can copy it. Okay, you can mark it as favorite, unfavorite, read, unread. You can organize it. Got my point? Similarly, for this document, you can, if you want to collaborate it, you can create a group and it can be shared with more than one members. Okay, you can create a collection, like you can segregate it. For example, I have a collection name, let's say AI documents. So here you can directly let, for example, you can select it, or you can directly drag it and you can put it in the collection as a document. Okay. Okay. You can create duplicate it. It can be if it's been sorted, you can unsort it. It all depends what is the type of usability you want to do it there. Is my sound clear to you, or the it's breaking? All right. So as I have already told you, so now we have discussed about how to install the Mendeley Reference Manager. I have also told about how to install Mendeley sites, and we have also discussed about how to install web importer. This is the three basic components, how to use it. Then, as usual, you can organize your different references into collections or folders. Like you can create different collections. You can use different groups for better organization and collaborations. Okay. Now, let's talk about the collaborative part, or the standard steps. Okay, workflow, like for example. So standard workflow will be, it starts with a reference manager. We'll be discussing the practical part, but this part is just to help you out to understand it in a better way. Okay. So that what you can do after which activity. All right. All right. So the first part, as I have already told you, that is the Mendeley Reference Manager. You need to create a first step. You need to create your own library, own reference management tool. All right. Now, in order to do that, in order to create your own library, the first step should be organized part. So, within the organizational activity, you need to create first your own reference library. And in order to do that, the basic tool that you will be taking help of, that is Mendeley Reference Manager. Okay. And Mendeley Reference Manager will, yes, we'll discuss Mr. Sarmugha Priya. We'll discuss definitely a case study. I'll give you a live example of a documentation of it. Don't worry about that part. So I'm just trying to help you out to understand what are the steps one by one. In the first part, reference manager will help you to collate different documents. As I have already told you, installation part is over. All the three components have been now ready and activated. The second part is to create the reference manager. In order to do that, all your dissertation activities, all your documents what you have searched, without wasting those documents or without noting down all those documents, all the things can be accumulated at one point. So at this point, if all the documents whichever you find that will be helpful, that will be usable, some usability of your document, as I have already told you, straight away that can be added to the library. So पहला काम होगा कि you need to add it to the library. And if you look at it, your library is also equipped with a note. For example, this is the library. We have already added it in the library. If you look at it, this library part, the reference manager part or the library part, whichever you are talking about, it has its own sections. Okay, let's say the library part. We can toggle between each other. Okay, so all the reference part, you can have its own notebook. Got it? So ये वाला part library का है, reference manager का. This part is of notebook. Notebook में you can give reference of, you can use all the annotators. You can create a new page and you can reference for different types of documents. Like all the things, you can use it writing all the information here. Okay, you can directly export it from somewhere else, or you can okay. As per the messages concerned, Nilesh, I have already discussed about the difference between Jotaro and Mendeley in the starting of my session. Okay, we have already discussed extensive discussion on it. How, I mean, what are the advantage and disadvantage of both the things? What are the limitations of Jotaro? So that if you are more into social engineering, if you are more into your research is more or less dependent upon different types of data from, it's like Mendeley is almost like a social networking application for researchers. You can collaborate, we can communicate with each other, we can create your own dashboard. All right, you can create your own group, different types of group can interact with each other, as I've already told you. So the point what I'm making here is, as far as the practical aspect is concerned, इसमें library as well as notebook. So for each references, you can create your own notebook. Okay, and you can create a new page for all your notebook activities, whenever you need to work on it. So you can create an annotation and you can start. So you can start writing on depending upon the document, depending upon the reference material, whichever you wanted. Okay. So here, suppose for a particular document, let's say I want to create some reference material, you can create a new page and you can start writing about that particular document. Okay. So that is how your Mendeley have some more basic features, or you can say appealing feature than Jotaro. Now let's go to the next part of it. Mendeley का जो सबसे important aspect यह है कि everything can directly correlate. You don't have to do anything. Your Mendeley site can directly recognize the domain even if, like recently added, recently read, favorites, whatever you have based upon your collections. Like for example, astrophysics, informatica, metamorphic principles, thesis papers. You have to just switch to the collections and relevant documents will be automatic filtered. All the annotations, referential notebooks, everything can be filtered out. Even if it will help you to create your own abstracts and collaborate between different groups. So Mendeley Reference Manager is one of the, you can say, the first step of, creating your Mendeley-based documentation or citation activity. All right. Now, in the second part, like I have already told you, you have your own sources, multiple sources can be accumulated, multiple sources can be identified, and all the information can be gathered from different sources at one point, like this. For example, your Mendeley library can directly take information from net, can directly took it from different journals, can directly take it from different other terminals like shared terminals, and also online resource points. So access your library anywhere from any browser. It can be, it's like you don't need to carry all your documents wherever you need, or don't have to overhead your email by putting or Google Drive to put storing all those things in a very organized, in a very qualitative form and filtered, well managed. Okay, in a discoverable, accessible and discoverable way, you can carry your library along with you. Okay, this browser-based citation manager. As I have already told you in my previous class, after some time also, before some time, that is every point after a particular period, it will automatically sync it. Anything you have added it to it, every 4 or 5 minutes, that sync time also you can manage. Once you get connected to your net, it will automatically sync it. Whatever changes you have made to the library wala part, so all the things will be synced instantly at real time. Okay, so that even if and if you are in a collaborative mode, like multiple users or multiple groups are working on it, this syncing can be runtime. I mean, it can be visible to everyone. Okay, whoever has the part of that group. So the syncing part is automatic, so you don't need to manually save it or manually sync it, so that everybody will be accessible to the real-time data which you have. Now comes the reference part. How to add different references. Like for example, if you want to directly accessing something from storing something from the tool or from your system to the Mendeley, so here it can directly use it. You can add your reference from directly your computer also. Directly you can take it from the net or directly from the website. You can also take it from add references, or you can take directly from your own systems also. Okay, you can directly import files, import folders, import library, and add references manually. Okay, so you can take the references manually from where you want to take. Okay, all the things you can enter it manually here, or you can directly import files from your computer. Then you can do manuals. Like for example, let's say some document. Let's say I want to add it. Let's say basics of e-commerce or something. Some documents like this. You can directly take any documents from your PC, and also you can import folder directly from your computer. You can directly import library if it is already in BibTeX or EndNote or RIS, or it is manually. So it's a broad resource manager. You can take your information directly from anywhere, not only from your website. It can take information from any part. Okay, so you can directly add your references from your system, directly add from your computer by using those references. Then you can add it. So you have to select file, as I have already told you, add from your computer, add reference from entering details manually. Then you can import from another references, import library. So there are three options. If you have to directly take it from computer, if it has been already documented, if it has already had its ISBN number or documentation identification number like COI and all that, it can directly fetch up all the information. If you have, like for example, encoded BibTeX along with that, or EndNote associated with it, can directly take it also. Then you can also import from all the references can be directly taken from if it's already a published site. And in the worst case, you can add all the information manually. Okay, so these are the three options that helps you to add reference from your computer and adding the reference documents along with the references. Now, exactly like Zotero, if you have remembered, you can also add different references manually using different identifiers. All right. Now let me take some questions. Jinnat, I have already told you, if you talk about Zotero and if you collect in terms of which one is better, and betterness के लिए it's up to you how you are. I have made a comparison in both the things. अगर आपका primary activities PDF है and you need a strong social feature and collaboration tool type of activities, Mendeley can be a better. Okay, but if you work on with diverse research materials, you need to have strong web integration because you have taken data from multiple websites, multiple data, multiple graphs, visualizations, and you want to customize it extensively, then Zotero can be a good choice. Okay, अगर आपको collaboration से different group के साथ Zotero का थोड़ा group size limit है, so it can be not be very advantageous. But if you are concerned about data security and transparency, then Jotaro is a better one. Now let me take the questions of Hitesh. Mr. Hitesh, if you are working in a marketing, so not okay. I thought you were asking some questions. All right. Okay. So you can access all documents. You can take the documents from any website if it is in terms of PDF or even if e-books, by use of those identifiers. Okay, by use of IO, your ISBN numbers or DOI or date of incorporation details, straight away to the library. It can. That is the power of digital library actually nowadays. So instead of downloading all those documents, instead of downloading lots of information, reference materials, e-books, copies, converting into different formats, straight away use these type of tools that will not only save your time, but also it will help you to collate and organize your materials like anything. So you can also add references manually by using different identifiers like this. For example, let's say you can search any materials in terms of index, in terms of publishers, in terms of website that I have already shown you in the starting part of my. So you can here what you can do, you can straight away use all those things here, and it can pick up all those data directly from the ISBN number or from the DOI number. Okay, you don't have to work on it. Okay. Similarly, if you want to use web importer, let's say you want to search any particular data from Scopus or from any other repository through any index number, okay, or through any specific in the name of through publisher. What you can do here is you can browse. I mean, in your browser, you can have the Mendeley web importer. I'll show you how it works. Then you can identify the references. Okay, and you can take it identify to the Mendeley. I'll just show it. Let's say, for example, here you need to extend extensions. You have web importers. Okay, this has been activated. You have to activate it. That is most importantly. Okay. So here you can use the web importer part. Just give me a second. I'll show you how it works. From any browser, as I have already told you. You can use any okay here. Just give me 1 second. Let's say I want to search it directly from web importer. You can take any reference material. Let's say you can use ISBN number for a specific document. Okay, then you can directly add it here. not getting activated. Just a second. It's supposed to come here like a script here. You'll get an option like, for example, let's see. For example, let's say this document. Okay. Let's say this document. I'm using it for information. Yeah, right. I can get that PDF. It has its own now it directly it will be added to different like this information. And this is how your web importer will work it. You can directly add it to the web importer with a particular theme, with a particular. It will be directly the web importer part. Okay. Here. In any format, you can check that document. Track with all the information. You can access it from. Okay, you can add a annotation for this. You can add a general note about references along with the information. Right. Even if you're accurate, direct to get the PDF format. Okay, along with the key information, along with other details. Is it clear? Okay, we'll take a use case and work on it. That will be more helpful in the subsequent classes. So that is how, if you want to work it. So as far as I have the web importer, I have already told you, you need to, even if select a portion of a particular document, okay, you can take a select a reference title to edit it also, and the you can, as I have told you, you can view PDF to import the article directly to the references. So whenever you need it, it can be visible through your reference manager. Okay, so web importer is basically a one-stop click from any website which can directly attach to the browser. We can directly attach to the Mendeley tool. Okay, now next part is when you are adding all these things, all the references by use of Mendeley or using specifically its web importer, you need to take care of certain things. Like, for example, your duplicacy part and multiple downloads. Okay, or downloads with certain changes. You can also select add to Mendeley or import both the reference and PDF to your library also. If one, just like I have downloaded it, as well I have entered the readable format. So, in case you have to just select it, and then you can, rest of the things will be automatically done depending upon your role requirement. Similarly, in your library, sometimes what happens, we used to download multiple downloads of the same document, because where you have hundreds of documents together, at certain point of time, all those things can be downloaded in multiple times also. So in order to do that, there is a method of avoiding, how to avoid duplication. So for that, there is an option straight away here to avoid all those duplicacy parts. So you can take help of whenever, like for example, here you can check with the authors. Okay, but the document name, with the document names, you can add up different filters. Okay, so by using that, you can handle the duplicacy. I'll tell you how it works. For example, here you have a duplicate column. Suppose if you have multiple documents with same DOI, you have multiple documents with same author, you have multiple documents with same authors and same number of pages. अगर कुछ ना कुछ हो जो info में if you'll get any duplicacies, it will automatically transport to the duplicates. So you can resolve it here. Date of incorporation हो सकता है, SBN हो सकता है, anything similar to this type of activities. You can have, you can avoid duplicacies. So that redundant information can be automatically removed wherever you need it. All right, then that is one way to handle it. Second is you can export all these references. Let's say, for example, I have already had a document with me, which has been a reference manager created by me, but I want to transfer it to BibTeX. Okay, and जिसमें bibliography document basically BibTeX generator होता है. It's a standard. Those who don't know what is BibTeX is all about, it's a standard tool and basically file format which are used to describe and process different types of references. Okay, BibTeX is file format है basically. You can convert, for example, all the references जो आप यहाँ से transfer करोगे, I mean download करोगे, they can be directly export the you can directly export your entire library or all the reference to you and convert it into document. Okay, you have BibTeX एक पूरा का पूरा bibtex.org site है where you can convert, you can format, you can use special symbols. Okay, all the LaTeX documents. So if you those who are aware of project documentations, they must be knowing what is BibTeX is all about. Okay, and BibTeX tools बहुत सारे हैं. There are lots of BibTeX tools जिसको कहते हैं, like BibTeX MS Word, BibTeX Mac OS, BibTeX styles. Okay, lots of styles, BibShare. So if you have time, sometime you can go to BibTeX and you can check it all the relevant tools. So यहाँ का सारा references, if you want to make it as a documentation, like what all references I have, what all import web importer क्या क्या document import करा है और उसका सारा document, which will help you for your project documentation. अरे प्रोजेक्ट डॉक्यूमेंटेशन का जो रेफरेंसेस और बिब्लियोग्राफी जब आप बनाएंगे, सो बिब्लियोग्राफी टेक्स्ट को बिबटेक्स कहते हैं. सो इट विल क्रिएट ए कंप्लीट बिबटेक्स एक्टिविटी फॉर यू. फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ से मैं इस तरह यू हैव टू एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ द कंप्लीट लाइब्रेरी, ओके, टू द बिबटेक्स एंड बिबटेक्स विल कन्वर्ट इट इनटू द related document format. All right, so this is one to export the data from this Mendeley to the tools like BibTeX. Okay, ये ऑप्शन आपको यहाँ मिलेगा, फॉर एग्जांपल रेफरेंस मैनेजर से, like this. Sorry, like for example, reference manager, any document, let's all reference, you can export it into directly from BibTeX. Like this type of documents, you can directly export it from here, export it from BibTeX. एक्चुअली मेंडले का जो फीचर्स में थोड़ा सा पोजिशनिंग आपको वर्जन के हिसाब से डिफरेंट मिलेगा. यू कैन टेक इट ऑल दिस इन्फॉर्मेशन. फॉर एग्जांपल ये दोनों का रेफरेंस आई वांट टू एक्सपोर्ट इट, आई वांट टू एक्सपोर्ट इट टू BibTeX और आई वांट टू एक्सपोर्ट इट टू माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड में इन XML फॉर्मेट. इट कैन डायरेक्टली कन्वर्ट इट इनटू वर्ड में XML फॉर्मेट. नाउ लुक एट इट. सो ओके, इसमें थोड़ा सा माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड के कस्टमाइज डॉक्यूमेंट, ये BibTeX में आपका ज्यादा फॉर्म में मिलेगा. तो थोड़ा सा इसको, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन के टाइम पे यू हैव टू जस्ट फॉर्मेट इट, और रिकॉर्ड फॉर्मेट वर्ड में इंस्टॉल्ड नहीं है, बट यू कैन डायरेक्टली टेक इट टू द BibTeX ऑल्सो. बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल फॉर दैट BibTeX हैज टू बी इंस्टॉल्ड. ये वर्ड में जैसे डायरेक्टली इंस्टॉल करा ना, सेम वे में कैन बी टेकन टू द BibTeX वाला पार्ट. You can arise information, so you can take it to BibTeX, but BibTeX के लिए आपको BibTeX लाइब्रेरी खोलना पड़ेगा. It has to be used there. We'll discuss it in practical. Okay. So this is what the internal documents or all the documents which has been generated by you can be transferred to different other individual references to other non-Mendeley applications. Like bibliography create करने के लिए, word का documents create करने के लिए, but for that आपको थोड़ा सा इसका you have to prepare the word the related document by creating your related configuration part clear. Now next important aspect is like how to manage your library or reference manager smartly. I am showing you the exact screenshot to save the time how these things can be done. Okay, as I have already told you, this part reference to is the basically reference slot. Okay, it is basically all the all the information which is relevant to different references will be this segment or this block refers to the referential activities. That is all the references in your personal library, the recently added references. That means 30 days के अंदर जितना सारा references added है, and recently read, the time limit is 30 days के अंदर all those which have opened, okay, and closed within a short span of time. Okay, you can mark, जैसे for example favorite, you can frequently used documents can be added as favorite. Okay, similarly your own publications in terms of PDF or in terms of words can be incorporated, and all the references which you have deleted of that can be stored in trash also until unless you remove it from the trash completely. Okay, now ये तो हो गया specifically as far as the collection part. So you can reference को लेके anything you want to do, reference को लेके anything you want to switch, that can be done here. I mean that all those manipulations of the management part can be done here. Secondly, the column heading. Column headings के अंदर it will help you to sort your references. You can sort it according to the authors. You can sort it according to the year or the alphabetic order of titles or the source or the day and time of or the time of addition or file type. Anything you want, you can do it. Similarly, you can mark it for read and unread also. Just all the documents which have already read it and which are the documents which have not read it. It can be marked like जो आपको कभी similar to your mail boxes, like which have not opened, it will be marked as a green mark or with a specific attribute, and once it will be open, the marking will be removed. Similarly, you can, for those who are important to you or favorites to you, the document which you need again and again, that can be star marked, so that every time you need to use it, those things will be always available for you at the top. And this attribute refers to the file type. I have already told you whether it's a PDF or whether it's a document. And if it's let's say it's a huge document, it's a large document of 10 MB, 20 MB or 100 MB. So if it is not completely downloaded, it will show you the status of the downloading. Okay, so you can arrange all your documents, all your reference materials very smartly depending upon the requirement, your smart library, or you can say your reference manager will help you to arrange all the things in a smarter way. Okay, you can customize your collections. Like I have already told you, you can create your own collections. I have shown you, like for example, you can have different sections in your collections. Astrophysics, informatica, like here. Like for example, you can create your own collections. It all depends upon what your collections name. You can create your own group. So these are the things which are called as customizations. Okay, and for example, I want to mark, let's say this one as favorite, unfavorite, read and unread. Let's say I want to mark it as unread, so this mark will be there. I want to mark it as my most favorite, so this will be star marked. Okay, you can copy them as formatted citation, LaTeX citation, okay, as a specific citation style if you want. For example, by default, it's now showing you the APA citation format. Okay, you can change the citation style also. ये अभी अमेरिकन साइकोलॉजी जो पीए मैंने बताया अमेरिकन साइकोलॉजिकल एसोसिएशन 7th एडिशन का साइटेशन फॉर्मेट दिखा रहा है. यू कैन चेंज एनी ऑफ द साइटेशन हियर. IEEE, Nature, Vancouver, anything, any citation if you want, you can change the citation style also. All right. Okay. So important part here is you can change the collection part. You can change the citation style. You can change the reference aspect. Similarly, you can also store the metadata of every document. When I say metadata, that basically refers to the data about data, or it's the data about the document which you are managing. Like for example, you can store all the metadata into this referential or into this info panel. This part is info panel. This is the metadata. Like for example, the document which I have selected here, for example, let's say risk of ambiguity in information seeking. Okay, I Gaza pattern civil contextual behavior in dealing with uncertainty. So the metadata will automatically populated during input. You can edit whenever you need it, and then you can add different tags also. In your document, you can add whenever any specific tags of you, if you want. For example, let's say I have selected this one. You can add a specific tag if you, if you want it. Okay. You can add a tag. You can add different tags here also. The files. So the tag will, for example, the tag is, let's say, data science. So out of hundreds of documents, in one click, it will take you to, okay. Let's say, okay. So it will add a tag for it. You can take multiple, so it will take you to the particular document whenever you want to search according to the tag. You can search according to the reference number, as I have already told you. So it's ISSN, ISBN number, everything is already available. Okay, DOI. Okay. So these are, you can search for with any identification numbers also like this. Like for example, let's say I want to find and to search it according to the ISBN number, this number. I'll tell you how it. So at reference manager, you want to search anything according to the, let's say, with the let's say I want to search it according to the okay, I want to search it according to the ISBN number. It can search according to the okay. So in terms of it solves the whole thing in the SSN number. Okay. So if you have hundreds of documents, these documents can be accessed through this SSN number only. For that, you can create a tagline or traffic specific themes depending upon your collections. And according based upon any identifier, any reference point, it can straight away take you to the related documents. Okay. Metadata also, like I have already told you, this DOI, PMID, all these are also part of your reference numbers or metadata. Okay. You can also populate this metadata automatically by searching certain identifier, and also you can create a Mendeley catalog for that. And these reference can directly stored in Mendeley, so that whenever you have to search anything, you need to identify anything, it will straight away take you to that reference manager and find out the document for you. Extensively well organized. Now let's discuss about the action panel. Action panel is basically the panel from where you are trying to use all those things. जो मैंने आपको बताया था, organize, mark as, export, delete. ये जो bottom वाला panel, that is called action panel. It allows you to do whatever you want to do is all those documents in order to organize. These are the organizational attributes. All those organizational attributes will help you to arrange all these things or organize all these documents as if you are arranging everything in a cupboard or in a bookshelf. In terms of attributes, in terms of authors, in terms of read, unread, favorite, unfavorite. You can mark it as read, unread, all these things. You can export to into different formats, and if it's not required, you can delete it. You can add to a collection, you can add the document for a group reference. Okay, all these things. So here, just for example, I have different groups, and different reference material can be allocated to different groups. For example, clinical trial 2019. So anything related to clinical trial, I can add to do here. I have different collections. Different collections can be shared with different groups, and related informations can be used in notebooks. So what I'll advise you, create a account in Mendeley and try to collaborate all these things. Whenever you will be doing any project sort of things, create groups and be a part of that Mendeley group. I mean, create different groups and and for every group, you have a different theme, use a different, if it's a group project. And if you have a single project, you can create your own account and you can collaborate with others also to share each other's information, each other's references. If you have some similar, your group, I mean, your project is of similar interest. If your project is of similar domain, relevant domain, you can make multiple groups with multiple ideas. Collaborations can be easier. You can create group for official documents. You can create group for your academic documents and for other type of collaborating activities. So you can add different reference to groups and different types of collections also. Even if you can add multiple reference to a single group also, and multiple groups can have a single reference also. It's up to you how you want to use it. And please remember, all the things, all the group informations, all the documents which you are adding to a group, they are real time, I mean, available in real time, because it's thinking everything in a real time order. All right. So that is why all the references, all the documents, all the relevant collections, whatever you are making, they are all available to all the users as the real time, irrespective of the group they are, if they are in a collaboration mode. All right. So now, as far as the most important aspect here is, whatever I'm trying to make it here is, you can सबसे important aspect Mendeley करता है, it basically create a concept mapping. इन एकेडमिक एक्टिविटीज कॉन्सेप्ट मैपिंग का जो कॉन्सेप्ट होता है पर्टिकुलरली इन टर्म्स ऑफ सिमेंटिक नॉलेज रिप्रेजेंटेशन एक्टिविटी जितना है, Mendeley is wonderful in that. That is, it can map all the graphic representation, जिससे कोई बहुत सारे topics को लेके different ideas and their relationships, like a group. Academic का different perspective होता है. Like for example, research के लिए you can make a group. As an organizational point of view, you can make a group for researches. You can make a group for projects. You can make group for documents. Okay. And they all allow user group information related modules, so that all the connections between different modules are readily available हो जाएगा. Okay, for example, let's say the batch which, let's say we are discussing on Mendeley or AI tools, we can do it in a different segment. For example, how to for let's say learning and strategy के लिए, designing के लिए, training and learning के लिए you can make a group. इसका related reference material के लिए you can have another group or collections, multiple collections. इसका project के लिए you can have another collections. So इसमें as far as the academic importance of Mendeley's connection, it's I mean concerned, it is one of the excellent tool as far as my knowledge is concerned. Now, as I have already told you, you have a filter option so that you can use multiple reference materials, multiple attributes in order to search all the documents. Either you can search all references or any selected collection of a group, and based upon whether we want to search of a particular time period or a particular author or a particular domain or particular even if keyword. How to add tags, that I have already been told, how to add different tags to different documents, so that if you click that tag, it will straight away take you there. Okay, you can also have multiple tags associated with a single document. All right, so that those tags basically will help you to put it you in accessibility easy कर देगा, indexing कर देगा उसको. Next important part which I supposed to discuss is read and annotate. Okay, how to read and annotate different documents and use of notebooks. Then after this part, we'll discuss more of, then we'll open a question answer session, so that I'll clear up all your doubts, whatever has been generated now. Now, as I've already told you, whenever you will be using any documents, it will help you to switch between multiple open documents while reading, and you can annotate different documents. Okay, and so that whenever this document is related, okay, and then you can basically directly use those annotations whenever you need it. I'll tell you how. Like for example, let's say annotation. Here, just let it open. Let's say what I want to annotate. Okay. I want to make this part bold. Let's say I have highlighted the document. Just a second. Like for example, okay, I am creating this annotation, and general note I am giving it. Like for example, verify with data. Okay, so this part will be available whenever I want to verify this data. Okay, or I'll add a information to that. Or similarly, you can add different, like you have different other highlight text options. I have to highlight this one. This part. I have highlighted it, and I want to use another annotations here. Add the sticky note here that to be read later. You can add a straight away sticky note directly here. Okay. Similar document can be added to, let's say this thing seems okay. So you can put different annotations, different method directly to your document without downloading it. Okay. So this is how you can make it. I mean, we'll do more about all these type of things. So like, for example, you can highlight it, as I have already told you, can add a sticky note there. You can highlight and text to do specific attention. You can, for presentations and all that, you can directly use the highlight part. Okay. You can add general notes of a particular document. And in order to notebook, you can mention all these things. Okay. You can create lots of notebooks. You can add a notebook title, you can write your own notes, you can highlight a document, and those things can be mentioned. Okay, so whatever you want to do it, it can directly, and for example, all these things can be, whatever informations you have added it can download it can be downloaded and can be used as individual files and used in other collaborations also. Okay, and you can make all these things available offline once you download it. Okay, you have that all references collections के लिए, for example, एक metamorphic references you can create. Like for all these collections, you can have an option of like all these references, whichever you have to take, you can create a references for that. Like all the collections which you have made, you can create RIS, you can have a rename of the documentation. Okay, and you can also create all these information. Available in a standardized format. Okay, like so that you can use it in offline mode. Okay, right click to download all the libraries. You can make it available for your offline activities. Okay, so that, but इसका problem है कि you don't need to do that because most of the cases में आपका Mendeley will store it online only. And in case of offline, if at certain point of time where you don't have connectivity and all that, so the reference manager will help you to do it in your, it will store all the data in your system so that you can use it as good uh, as a standardized method where you have low internet or internet is not available. So at this point, I think I need, I'm anticipating some questions so that we can discuss at any point of time, because until now it was almost one-sided. You are all listening to it. So I hope now we should have a question answer session. You can post your questions on the chat box. I'll try to reply it. Or the host can open up the audio. I can take the questions. Yes, Sonali, you can put your questions. Wherever I need, I can share the screen, the application screen, and discuss with you. Now it can be, I mean, open for questions for the coming 20 minutes. Before you can ask your question. See, Sonali, the advantage of Mendeley, I have already told you, if you are using multiple document resources, your documentation is your document involves lots of documents from different resources, and you want to work in a collaborative mode. In those cases, Mendeley is one of the, I mean, better tool to do that. If अगर आपका primary activities strong social features में है, if your primary activities are to collaborate, if you are using Excel, Words, PDF files, and lots of different peoples are associated with it, different departments are associated with it, and you need lots of demographic tools associated with your activity, then Mendeley is better. इतना variation Zotero में नहीं है. Or if you have diverse research materials and you need lot many people have contribution with your activities, you want to prefer, you want it to more customized approach. I mean, then Mendeley is a better one. Large teams. Yes, Ravindra, I'll take tomorrow. We have another session where I'll more or less, I mean, work on the hands-on only. Today, along with the slide, I was trying to show you the features. Tomorrow, we'll take up some practicals so that you will be able to understand how to actually use it, all these things. We'll have, that's why I have intentionally kept the hands-on, most, I mean, the complicated hands-on part for tomorrow. I hope the questions has been answered. Any other questions? The audio can be opened so that students can ask directly also. But anyway, any more questions? So there are as I have already told you, participants, There are multiple citation managers, multiple reference management tools are there, right? So along with Zotero, along with this Mendeley, you can take help of other tools also. Yes, Mendeley is working on Android phone. It can work on iPhone and Android. Windows and Mac OS in all the cases. The advantage behind it, all these things, you can either install the applications if you have sufficient space, or else you can directly use it from the web, directly from the web link. Yes, Viren, this is one of the very good application for college students for making projects, and also helpful for those who are into research. Those who have lots of PhD वगैरह के लिए, और project specifically research project, research articles लिखने के लिए, or those who are for financial reports, particularly creating different marketing reports. No, Yukta, Jotter and Mendeley are not same. They are of similar type of. Both of them are used for reference management, but is at its own importance. It has its own special features, whereas Zotero has its own features and limitations. Yes, Swapnil, I'll take an overview of today's class tomorrow before I start the class, so that Pooja's question is, I have been searching Mendeley on App Store. It's not showing in app. It's reflecting paper. No. They are similar app. You directly search it from Google. Once you click it, it will take you straight away to the App Store. Because Papership and other researchers, they are all not reference management sites. They are all portals. Zotero app and all that, that can be directly. Yes, once you search it in your App Store, you go to Google and search it, then the link which will be created take you to the App Store to download it. It will use the option Mendeley for Mac, Mendeley for iPhone or Mac OS. So I'm so sorry, Mendeley for iOS. And what was the next question? Will we need Mendeley in the future for assignment and daily use? Prajakta, it's not necessarily that you will be using Mendeley or Zotero. It's up to you how smart you are into using all these things in your work. See, these are all the futures. Yeah, technically, अगर कहा जाए तो now we are leading towards a no code or low code era. Low code means where you are writing less programs, don't have to write huge programs to execute anything. There are lots of programming environments, so that programming tools which can write programs for you or activities. And no code means ये सारा जो manually काम हम कर रहे थे by using of different manual activity, we are switching over to no code activities. I mean, digital, you don't have to work a lot in order to do the same thing. जो काम 10 minutes में हो सकता है by different use of different tools, why to waste 1 week for that? और जो काम 1 hour में हम कर सकते हैं, why to waste 10 days for that? You can do some other productivity activities. Is it necessary in the course while doing any project? No, it's not necessary. It's necessary, but there is nothing wrong doing smart works. Either you can be a good professional, but need to be smart. Don't have to do hard work rather than smart work. Okay. Make sure that you are typing the Mendeley iOS app as discontinued. हो सकता है, but I don't. I have installed. I'm using this MacBook with Mendeley. Instead of that, without installing the app, what I'll advise, Pooja, you can directly straight away work it on its site. The Mendeley application, web application, directly can use it in your PC. Don't have to install it. I will, in fact, just create an account and use it. You don't have to install it. Why to use spaces? Yes, website. Just type Mendeley. If you want, I can show you the site. It will straight away take you to the site. Mendeley.com, which I'm using. Simply Mendeley.com will take you to the site. This is the site. It will straight away. Then you create an account for that. All right. And you can use it directly here. Like you have to create an account, then directly work there. Any questions? So the point what was making it here is you have to create a free account. Then, but don't forget that account, free account and a password. The steps I have already told you. You have to download a reference manager. You have to download Mendeley site, and you have to download Mendeley web importer. These three things. Okay. One of them is the add-on that has to be used in Mendeley site is the word reference manager, whereas Mendeley, I'll share the notes. Okay. So you have to do these things. One is, once you get into the site, you have three components to be used. One is Mendeley reference manager. Second is, I'm sorry, that is Mendeley. Another is Mendeley site. Then is Mendeley web importer. These three things has to be used. Prajakta, you don't have to install it. As I have told you, straight away go to mendeley.com, create a free account, then log into that account and straight away work from the web application direct. Don't use the desktop application nor use the mobile application. These are the tools which you will be using not very frequently until unless you are a research person. So you can directly use it from the web application itself, from the website. That is directly use this site, mendeley.com. Yes, you can. What do you mean by automated? Before I couldn't understand it. These data, see, you can use other references of which has been created in other tools within Mendeley. Similarly, yes, you can use Python or some different application within it. I mean, you can import all these reference materials to be used in Python also. ये तो statistical references जो आपको different sources से होगा. तो depend करता है कि what all you want. Like for example, you want visualization, or Mendeley can collect data for you so that you can use it for data exploration and all that. You have to visualize it in a smarter way. What you want to do with those data. इतना बात याद रखिए, Mendeley is a facilitating tools for collaboration, for collecting and for using of different data research materials, reference materials from different sources. It's not an application to create any model or anything or any specific solutions. It is a collaborative tool where you can gather different information. You can correlate different information from multiple sources, multiple documents, and from multiple resources. And you can, as if you have your own library. It is like you have your own digital library, which can be accessed from anytime, anywhere. So that कि आपको कभी भी कोई document मतलब it will always available in a real time way. So nowadays, actually, as I have already told you, the whole academia, the whole generation of professionals, they are all switching to this type of low code or no code applications. Coding का जो concept था, that has been, it's day by day it's finishing, and all these type of you can say tools, AI tools or solution providing tools are available, I mean coming up, so that user don't have to work hard rather than work smartly to get the result. Okay, so Mendeley, there are other tools like these also. Mendeley, Zotero, जैसे there is another tool called as EndNote. Okay, that is one of the another tool also, but I didn't find it so flexible like Mendeley or Zotero. Rather than they are more they are paid tools. Okay, Ref Manager, there is another tools. So lots of tools available nowadays. Okay, but these are the two popular tools because they are free. I have already answered twice or thrice these things, Dushyant. That is Zotero and Mendeley. ये दोनों depend करता है कि आप क्या चाहते हो, आप किसमें काम करना. I mean, what is the nature of work you are trying to do on it. अगर आप बहुत सारे members, you are collaborative work में हो, you are in a group or multiple group and multiple source से आप data collect कर रहे हो, similar data नहीं है, similar file type नहीं है, then Mendeley is better. But if you are doing it alone and आपका similar type का data है, एक particular domain में you are using and आपका lot reference बहुत सारे documentation related activity, research oriented activities है, then Zotero is better. But दोनों free है, both are free and both are easy interfaces. So that is why we have incorporated these two tools. All right. So I hope I'm into research analysis, and then Dushyant, this is one of the finest tool for you. If you are into research and analysis, Mendeley से ज़्यादा better tool आपके लिए कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. And to some extent, Zotero also. I mean, you can use both the tools. You can import Zotero को data to Mendeley and Mendeley का data to Zotero. Not only that, you can also, another one is BibTeX, BIBTEX. So you आप अगर इस टाइप का tools use करो and see your work load will be reduced to 50%. These are excellent tools for research and analytical activity. इसके साथ कोई analytical tool को collaborate कर लीजिए, like all those data analytics tools. And research के लिए जो activities of data collection, data your dissertation material, all type activities के लिए, so these are finest tools. You should get into more detail of Mendeley and Zotero. These are right tools for you. Try to create account in both the things. Instead of downloading it, go through it once, and I'll share the reference materials. Go through it once. I hope these things will help you, and don't forget to clear your doubts while the discussion is going on. So hopefully I'm able to make some of your just take me some more students. Viren, it is useful for VBA students for your for writing your assignments. अगर आप genuinely you are writing assignments from using it from different sources, collecting data, then Viren, this is one of the good tool. All research activities, creating reports, I mean, very powerful reports, particularly if you are doing it genuinely, single-handedly report अगर आप बना रहे हो, तो these type of tools will help you. And Sagar, you are into R&D vehicles, so it is helpful for me. Yes, any research-related activities, these things will be definitely. If you are into multiple documentation, multiple data sources, then so these things are definitely excellent things for you. It all depends upon what is the nature of work. R&D में what all document you are, what all functionalities you are using actually. वो मुझे थोड़ा सा in course of time let me know, so that it's a domain, whether you are into automobiles or whether you are into agriculture or into genetic engineering or into any other field, that does not matter. आप multiple source से data collect कर रहे हो, collaborate कर रहे हो, and you are preparing reports and preparing visualizations, then these tools will be helpful. Understood, Sagar? So in the course of time, let me know for some more information regarding your activity. I'll be able to clarify it in more. All right, students, I hope I'm able to at least sort out some of your queries based upon Mendeley and Zotero. If you have anything to be asked, you can, each time you can ask me. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think most of the learners, they have solved their queries into today's session. It was really a great session for all of us. So thank you so much, sir. So if you have any thing to continue, you can give your end notes, or otherwise we'll be going to end this session, sir.
Yes, I'll share the notes with you, so that they can be some of the reference materials. So otherwise, for today, now we are done. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all dear learners for joining this session, and have a great day. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yes.
Thank you, Professor Sandip.